This video is possible thanks to contributions to the Existence University Patreon by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hypothesis. Human stupidity is the seed of that which we deem intelligence. Let me explain by starting with the definitions of stupidity, stupid, intelligence, intelligent, smart, and genius. But first, let me explain who I am and why I love human stupidity. I have been granted the title by a good friend of mine as the stupidest smart person they have ever met. It's a title I wear with pride. You see, if I were to assign myself a job title, I would call myself an epistemologist or a psychoepistemologist, one who studies the philosophy of how we as humans know what we know, how we acquired it, and how we can acquire more of it. My job deals with knowledge and knowing and learning more. I apply this job in practice by teaching, educating those that don't know certain things. So obviously, I would love human stupidity. It pays the bills.
It doesn't.
But that's not the true reason I love human stupidity. The real reason I love human stupidity is because knowing is boring. If knowing always looks like taking in and putting back out the entirety of the information provided, then knowing, being intelligent, would be equivalent to being a reflection on a still lake, sharing the same information to a passerby that it acquired from the information of the trees and hills beyond it. My favorite part of humans knowing things is that they are bound to make hilarious mistakes. Mistakes that will forever change the world for the better, completely by accident. I am the type of person who gets an absolute, pure glee joy from the idea of Portal 2's robot character, Wheatley, a robot programmed to be stupid. This comedic, philosophical genius of a joke is equivalent to me as the comedy of the story of when Plato, in 350 BC, said man was a featherless bipedal animal, and so Diogenes plucked a chicken and threw it at Plato's academy and said, "Behold, Plato's man." Both of these examples also share a relationship with the hypothesis above. Who was being stupid when they made a stupid robot? All of them, or none of them? It would have to be the most brilliant thing in the world to be able to create a robot that can be stupid, but is actually very stupid of an idea, and even more stupid to actually create it. Who was more stupid? Plato, for his correct, but too loose of a definition of man, or Diogenes, for taking the time to pluck a chicken, or to even just go out and buy a plucked chicken just for the stupid joke, for essentially what amounts today as the equivalence of a YouTube prank. What does it mean to be stupid? Or, for that matter, what does it take to be a genius?
Stupidity. Noun. 1. The state of being foolish or unintelligent. The condition of being stupid. 2. A stupid idea or action.
Stupid. Adjective. 1. Not intelligent. Having or showing a lack of ability to learn and understand things. 2. Not sensible or logical. Foolish. 3. Not able to think normally because you are drunk, tired, etc. Intelligence. Noun. 1. The ability to learn or understand things, or to deal with new or difficult situations. Intelligent. Adjective. 1. Having or showing the ability to easily learn or understand things, or to deal with new or difficult situations. Having or showing a lot of intelligence. 2. Able to learn and understand things. 3. Having an ability to deal with problems or situations that resembles or suggests the ability of an intelligent person. Smart. Adjective. 1. A. Very good at learning or thinking about things. Intelligent. B. showing intelligence or good judgment. Wise. 2. Informal and disapproving, behaving or talking in a rude or inappropriate way, showing a lack of respect for someone. Genius. Noun. 1. A very smart or talented person. A person who has a level of talent or intelligence that is very rare or remarkable. B. A person who is very good at doing something. 2. A. Great natural ability, remarkable talent or intelligence. B. A great or unusual talent or ability, usually with a +4. As in, he's a genius for woodwork. 3. A very clever or smart quality. B. A part of something that makes it unusually good or valuable. In addition, a stroke of genius, a brilliant or successful idea or decision. We remove uses of the word that do not match the concept we are directly working with. That being, we want to keep the definitions that are about knowledge, and lean more towards epistemological concepts, and then simplify. So our new definitions are: stupidity, the state of being foolish or unintelligent. Stupid. 1. Not intelligent, sensible, or logical, foolish. 2. Not able to think normally, for whatever reason. Intelligence. The ability to learn or understand things, or to deal with new or difficult situations. Intelligent. Having or showing the ability to easily learn or understand things, or to deal with new or difficult situations. Smart. Very good at learning or thinking about things, intelligent. Genius. A person who is very good at doing something. We can further break things down by looking at the synonyms for the words stupidity and genius. Stupidity. Noun, as in the dullness of mind. Synonyms: absurdity, apathy, idiocy, ignorance, lunacy, nonsense, silliness. Genius. Noun, as in gift of high intellect. Synonyms: ability, accomplishment, acumen, aptitude, brilliance, flair, imagination, ingenuity, inspiration, intelligence, inventiveness, originality, prodigy, prowess, talent, wisdom. The genius side contains a few words which I believe should also go on the side of stupidity. For example, flair, imagination, ingenuity, inspiration, inventiveness, and originality. Further, kind of as a joke, but not also as a joke, I think lunacy belongs on both sides, because mad scientists are real, and they are trying to bring about Skynet, dinosaurs, mammoths, direwolves, and Terminators, so don't at me, bro. It's a thing, so let's remove these from the groups and see what's left. I'm also going to shave off these concepts, which apply to talent or inborn ability, as we are dealing with acquiring knowledge and not genetics. Stupidity. Noun, as in dullness of mind. Synonyms: absurdity, apathy, idiocy, ignorance, nonsense, silliness. Genius. Noun, as in gift of high intellect. Synonyms: ability, accomplishment, acumen, aptitude, brilliance, intelligence, prowess, wisdom. The words left for stupidity are words which relate to not being in accordance with reality and not achieving your goals. Words like nonsense and absurdity, which makes sense as you cannot reach your goals if you are not acting in accordance with reality. The words that are left for genius are words which relate to being in accordance with reality and achieving your goals. For example, accomplishment. The thin line between being stupid and being a genius is the approach and attitude of the thinker. If you think an idea is kind of stupid, but also kind of makes sense, and you apply reality testing to it, and you don't care if the answer is that it is stupid or if it's genius, then the results that you achieve will be correct, barring error, or correct enough to say, we checked these factors, and it did in fact respond in this manner. And from there, you will be considered a genius for the rest of time. If you take that same idea and you reject certain reality testings because you secretly know they will fail, or you fail to admit the honest truth about the results of your reality testing, then you will be seen as stupid. For example, if flat earthers were not committed to finding flat Earth, and they were honest about the results of the tests, like how Jaren from YouTube went through an observation of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and from that stopped being a flat earther, because the test confirmed it. If all of them were like him in this moment, then they would be considered great geniuses that put aside their egos to discover the shape of the Earth, starting with their eyes, and silly experiments until the truth was rediscovered, all recorded for your viewing pleasure. But as you watch them invent, create original ideas, being all inspired and imaginative, and then you watch them ignore, abandon, or insult basic logic that even a crow could figure out, then all that fun and games of playing with our thinking and being crazy scientists comes crashing down. You can be crazy and do weird and stupid things, but it's not science until you follow certain rules. And it's not genius until you can be crazy within a strict boundary of reality. Einstein, for example, has the craziest look, and has one of the craziest personal lives outside of physics. The man, for all intents and purposes, outside of math and physics, was stupid all of the time. His ideas in physics were crazy too, or they were at the time. Examples: there are tiny invisible things to us that bounce around between tiny things that we can see, and the reason pollen moves in a petri dish is that it has been disturbed by these tiny, tiny invisible balls. It had been proven in 1818, and it has been about 100 years of this proven fact, that light is a wave. But Einstein says he thinks that it's actually a wave in a packet, like throwing a little ketchup packet of wave energy across a room, as opposed to squirting ketchup from the bottle across the room. He says, what if things fall down? Because falling objects are actually stationary, and the Earth accelerates upward, but it doesn't actually grow. It's just that space curves around it, and you actually move at the speed of light, but you're so massive that you lose speed to time, and gravity causes you to lose time, and to keep moving at the speed of light, you have to fall down through space to compensate. The story, i.e. the theory, created by an individual, are all of the facts that they acquired, and saw a pattern of connection between. And then they tied them all together. Those that test these theories in the hopes of proving that they are stupid will come out looking like a genius. Those that test these theories in the hopes of proving that they are geniuses will come out looking stupid. Well, surely you might say that this hypothesis is stupid, because a genius is someone with a high IQ. And to that I say, I am a genius. I don't even know my score, because a score of IQ requires that you are relatable to other people. And the best way to be relatable to other people on an IQ test is to get the wrong answers. And I score 100% on an IQ test. So I don't relate to others, so I don't have a score. So what now? You just going to believe what I say because I know how to take an IQ test? What if I told you that I also have a degree in psychology, and I know how to make an IQ test, and I know how they all work? Is my score now proof of genius? Or can any stupid person get C's in university and learn this information? I shared a video of me doing an IQ test on my channel for this very purpose. Everyone that believes in IQ and geniuses must, thus, accept me as a genius. If you don't, then you must reject IQ. In fact, I love this game. There's nothing better in the world than being the smartest guy in the room that everyone thinks is an idiot. See Diogenes for proof. Who is Diogenes? Well, Diogenes, I would say, is my favorite philosopher. Now, Ayn Rand is the philosopher whose work I most closely align and follow, but Diogenes is my philosopher king. Diogenes was the philosopher mentioned at the start of the video that threw a plucked chicken at Plato. He also refused to pay his taxes, and Plato said to him one day, while he was forced to wash the vegetables for the crime of not paying taxes. Plato said, "My good Diogenes, if you were to pay your taxes, you would not have to wash vegetables." And Diogenes replied, "And if you were to know how to wash vegetables, you would not have to pay your taxes." Diogenes also engaged in this stupidity with Alexander the Great, who once remarked to Diogenes, "If I were not Alexander the Great, I would wish to be Diogenes." To which Diogenes replied, "If I were not Diogenes, I would also wish to be Diogenes." My mind is devoted to the work of Ayn Rand's objectivism, but my heart is that classic cynic who tells people addicted to the prestige of genius that I have a 100% IQ, because it's hilarious to watch them tease me for being so stupid as to think IQ is measured in percentages. I love being the dumbest, smartest person in the room, because there is something so fun and so brilliant about the freedom stupidity grants us. The person willing to say, "I am stupid. I am so stupid, I'm brilliant. I'm so brilliant, it's stupid," is the person free from perceptions of intimidations like insults of the caliber, "You're stupid." A person that can say, "Yeah, and," is, by definition, intelligent, i.e., having or showing the ability to easily learn or understand things, or to deal with new or difficult situations. You will have become the intelligent one, dealing with a difficult situation like a genius. Anyone that accuses others of being stupid, while not admitting it themselves, is being stupid. Being stupid meaning not thinking about reality and the human condition. Why are humans so stupid? Because we have to think. We are stupid because we think. If we didn't think, how could we think something is stupid? Thinking is an act of abstracting mental units from reality. For example, red as a color is an abstraction. Red does not exist. Things that are said to be red are only red to people that have this particular size of cone receptor in their eyes, to which we call the red cone. And, in fact, there is no way of knowing if my red is your blue, and vice versa. We merely know that when the teacher points to an apple and asks, "What color is it?" we're supposed to say red, for red apples and green for green apples. Red is the thing that individuals see, and every red is different from all the other reds. But we categorize these colors as all red, as apart from other colors, like blue. It can be said that we are wrong about red because red isn't real. But we can also say that we are correct about red, because in a different sense, it is totally real. So, if we create abstractions, we can abstract them incorrectly, such that the abstraction does not match reality, and the creator or the user of this abstract concept might be deemed stupid for having thought it. For example, you take all of the animals and birds in nature. You look around and you abstract that there are creatures on 4 legs and some on 2 legs, and that all animals have hair and all birds have feathers, and people are special, because from these abstractions we can see all animals walk on 4 legs, but people walk on 2, and all birds have feathers, walk on 2 legs, and people are featherless. So, the abstractions that make people people are his 2 feet and his lack of feathers. Plato is not wrong. We do walk on 2 feet and we are featherless. But that is a stupid abstraction, as we can all see today. Since abstractions are the keys to human achievement, And since the only thing in the universe that can be said to be wrong are abstractions, then abstractions have the power to be the stupidest things we do. But they're also the most intelligent things we do. The fine line between stupid abstractions and genius abstractions is the approach and attitude of the thinker. Every time you think, you risk being stupid. But if you never risk being stupid, you will never be a genius. So go out there and be stupid. Just be honest about it.
This video is possible thanks to contributions to the Existence University Patreon by viewers like you. Thank you.